Hello, everybody, back for a quick update on the Big Brother 27 live feeds and all the happenings over the past 24 hours. If you are a Keanu stan, this is probably not the video for you. You might want to take cover because I have a lot of shit to talk about Keanu today, which doesn't really change from some of my past few videos, I suppose. But he is probably the most insufferable person on the feeds this week. Each week, someone new tends to become unwatchable. This week, it's starting to become Keanu, in my opinion. It started last night when Keanu straight up told Rachel that he doesn't believe her, that he believes rylie said what that he didn't tell Rachel that he was coming for Keanu. Rachel tried to tell him that multiple people would say that rylie is coming for Keanu, but Keanu just won't believe it. I don't know if it is his typical thing of believing a man, but I guess that's what it is. For someone that supposedly wants to work with Rachel so hard, he's not good at it, and he doesn't listen to the one person that has tried to help him this entire game. In fact, just to once again prove Keanu's idiocy, at one point during that conversation last night, Keanu told her that he would have been the better option than rylie, even though there was a strong possibility that he would have went home instead. I'm sick of Keanu and Callie volunteering for the block, wanting to be on the block. It's just stupid. It makes it seem like they don't even care to win. I'm starting to be convinced that Keanu actually doesn't even want to work with Rachel. He just wants the Rachel rub. He's hoping that if he gets popular on the back of Rachel, he's going to have more opportunities for reality television. And that's working on the American audience who falls for shit like this all the time. That's where I see Keanu and Rachel's relationship at this point. And yeah, furthermore, I think the Blockbuster twist really keeps around idiots too long, and I don't know if I want to see the twist back. I don't know. It does make for a more interesting season, I suppose. It makes Thursday episodes better, but is it worth having to watch mind-numbing idiots get further in the game? Like, every season, I try and put myself in the players' shoes to see their perspectives. I've never had this hard of a time with the cast. Like, in fact, I don't even want to put myself in the mind of Keanu or even Callie, because I'm not convinced there's anything going on in their heads. I would be stupider for the amount of time I try and get in their heads and see their perspective. Either way, I'm sick of Keanu never getting anything right. It's not entertaining to watch as much anymore. It's been getting worse and worse. Even last week, I was getting sick of it. It was kind of funny at the beginning of the week. He cracked me up over the weekend when he flat out told Rachel he didn't think Kat was rylie's number one, which was insanity. That they're a showmance and he thinks he's more rylie's number one than Kat is. I don't know. It's old. It's getting cringe. It's getting as cringe as when Mickey was on her secret HOH. That's how unwatchable Keanu's stupidity is getting. And the whole house pretty much feels weird about Keanu. But this week, rylie and Kat have definitely been two of his biggest ops in the house, but he still believes rylie over Rachel. Rachel could tell Keanu that the sky is blue. He would run back to rylie, who would tell him, no, it's red. And Keanu would go back and argue to Rachel that the sky is red and he believes rylie. And I don't know if that's because he only believes men. He only wants to hear the men opinion. I don't know what it is. To me, it's just proving how dumb he is. Last night also, Rachel told Kat that she told Lauren rylie would be the replacement nom 100% if she used the veto. And Lauren said she was still using it. Earlier in the day, Lauren was saying that wasn't true. But Lauren, being afraid that Rachel might confront her along with Kat, when Kat asked Lauren about it, Lauren came clean that was the truth. Lauren played it off saying that she thought Rachel was bluffing, but she wasn't. Lauren played it off saying that the showmance has her till the end of this game. She's going to be loyal to the showmance going forward. Even though this week proved that her loyalty is mostly to Vince, as it should have been, because that is her number one, and she proved that with the veto. But, I mean, the showmance doesn't really game anyway. Rylie was not happy to hear it when he first found out that Lauren did know that he was going up. But he's not mad at Lauren right now. That could change with Rylie. We know how his anger issues seem to boil over. But Rylie is also afraid to really buck up. You know, he talks a lot of shit in private. He talks a big game, but he never actually bucks up to anyone. He acted like he would do it with Rachel, but he doesn't even do it with Keanu. So he certainly didn't do it with Rachel last night. Yeah, I think Keanu does like people he could walk all over, which is Kat, and that's why they have the shitty, toxic relationship that they currently do in the house. The best part about today is that we had a Mickey exposed party. Morgan, Ashley, Rachel, and Will really throwing out all of the ways that Mickey is the worst ally you could possibly have. It was nice to see all of Mickey shit talking over the weeks, all of her throwing her own allies under the bus, coming back to haunt her this week with this conversation. From this conversation, though, we had a new alliance formed. Those four, Morgan, Ashley, Rachel, and Will, decided they could bring Vince in on an alliance, apparently. Anyone that's watched any of my videos this season so far would know that I have not taken a single alliance more than 3 people seriously this season. And I don't take this one seriously yet either, because it won't be real to Vince. But it literally now covers Vince with all angles. Vince is covered on all sides of the house. On one hand, that could be great for his game. On the other hand, he really has to walk a tight game right now, because any move he makes could backfire and piss someone off. So it's both good and bad. If he plays it right, he's very safe, but it's going to be very hard to play right when you're in alliances with the whole house in some capacity. Someone's bound to get pissed off if you make the wrong move. I did say a week ago that it could be best for Rachel and Vince to try and find a way to work together because of the targets on their back. But at this point right now, Vince doesn't really need that right now. Vince still has more control on the rest of this week than anyone. His vote is going to be interesting, and we get to see who his real main ally is, because he has that very close alliance with Lauren, and Lauren just used the veto on him, but he also has that very close alliance with Morgan, and Morgan voted for him to stay over Zach last week. Morgan in general has played this week very well. She's had the normal spirals that anyone on the block has, especially anyone on the block for the first time. But she has been more calm. She's been making the connections she needed to make. She's been fixing the connections she needed to make. And with Zach gone, I feel like she is seeing the game more clearly. And yet she still probably goes home this week against Rylie, which I said yesterday, worst case scenario, not just for the house, but for our viewing, because that leaves both Mickey and Rylie in the game. That is a feeds nightmare. Not good. Just not good. This week, though, also, I don't know if enough players realize, including Ava herself, that Ava is a key to this week. Because even if Vince were to vote to keep Morgan against Rylie, Ava's probably not voting that way, and they would need her vote. Will and Rachel are her main allies, and they need to get Ava to vote the way they want her to. Because Ava is lost in a world of her own. She's not lost in this delusional world that Keanu and Callie are lost in, but she's still kind of not in the game enough, and that's not good for her game or her allies' game. And Will can be a little too passive. I also think that Will has been bothered by how hard Ava has been pissed at Ashley this week. Ava has been too emotional with Ashley. I talked about this earlier in the week when Ashley was talking about how Lauren can't make decisions and she struggles to make decisions. And then guess what happened? Lauren took extra time in struggling to make a decision on the veto. In the end, she made the right decision to me, but nonetheless, she still did struggle. And yeah, I think Will does feel some kind of way about Ava. Ava being a bit. Ava's been an emotional player this week, and Will sees that. Anyway, back to Keanu while I close out this video. Keanu, like a day has gone by since last night when he had combos with Rachel and Rylie. Last night again, Rachel and Rylie had a conversation. Rylie told him he's not aligned with Keanu. But today, Keanu still believes Rylie and not Rachel. Plus, Keanu just talks too much. Keanu's telling Morgan that neither Vinny or Mickey are keeping her if they get off the block and she's still on the block, especially if she's like if Morgan's on the block against Rylie, neither Vinny or Mickey are keeping her, which they have discussed. Mickey has even told Kat and Rylie that she would vote out Morgan. I have to believe her because she has been turning on allies. That's her whole game is let's turn on allies and see what it gets me. Let's just turn on all my allies and see what it gets me, even though we're only halfway through the game. So, like, Keanu doesn't necessarily lie. He likes to tell the truth, but it's just info that hurts his own game. And I hope Morgan runs this information back to Vince, because I need Vince to have the idea to set Keanu up this week. If he has to save Morgan over Rylie, Vince setting Keanu up when he's the one that really votes to keep Morgan is the best play. Because as I said this whole video, Vince is safe on all angles, but if he doesn't play it right, someone's going to be pissed at him. His game still could blow up in some capacity. Not enough because he has a lot of angles covered, but that is his way out. Setting up Keanu for the vote. Unfortunately, as I also said, they still need Ava's vote. So who will have that conversation with Ava to make sure she votes out Rylie? Because it would be best for her game. But is she even playing the game? I don't even know anymore.